Hi everybody and welcome on Let's Cook with Cécile. Today we are getting retro, you know, French retro. Look at me. No? Don't you think I'm French retro? Okay, so today it's all about soufflé. Cheese soufflé and chocolate soufflé, not cheese and chocolate together. Huh? Okay, cheese and chocolate, but cheese with a little twist and chocolate with a little something too. You'll see. Very, very easy, hyper easy. So, of course, the thing is, for the cheese soufflé, we have to get a little bit technical. The only thing you have to think of first is to have your oven hot before you start, because you cannot afford to lose any time. So, what we have for cheese is very easy. It is Swiss cheese that I just grated. Try not to buy the already grated, because usually they mix it with a type of a powder of something. You don't want that. You want just, if you can do it with Cantal or with, you know, a cheese, you know, like Gruyere, for instance, something a little bit smelly, it's even better. If you can bear the powerful cheese smell, but try to do it. You can even, well, if you are very, very American, try to do it with a local American cheese that you can grate. Try not to go into the orange, please. But anyway, so you can choose any type of cheese you like. I like to add curry to the cheese because you don't smell, you don't know there is curry, but there is. And it gives a depth, something that, you know, makes the whole difference. And also nutmeg that I have to add to my milk, because what we'll do to start with is a bechamel, you know, the bechamel, this kind of sauce that we put everywhere in France and that we use to make, for instance, macaroni and cheese. Okay, we need the butter to melt so we can make this famous bechamel. You know how to, alors, what I'm making now, you know, the bechamel in which I'm going to add the cheese is actually an incredible base for crepe, you know, the savory crepe. So well known, you know, when you want a crepe, usually you add, you want to ask for a cheese and ham crepe. The good way of making it is to make a bechamel like that, in which you put some grated cheese to melt, eventually some egg yolk, and then you fill your crepe with that and you put it in the oven. Actually, what we are doing now, we are doing this appareil. It's a cheese soufflé appareil. You can use the same thing to put in your crepe, in your ready-made crepe, and you just flip the crepe on top of it, and you arrange it in a oven tray, and then you bake it and you let it souffle like that. You let it, you know, puff. Very impressive and very easy. And retro French. This butter, it's melted. We add the flour. This is what we call a roux. It's very, everybody knows that now. You have to cook your butter with the flour, and then we add the milk. The thing is, you don't need to necessarily heat up the milk before, but when you do, it's just much quicker to thicken your bechamel, because this is what we do now. We thicken the sauce. Look at that, how easy and quick. Look at that. See? It is the proper consistency. Now, off, finished. Look at that. We add the curry for the color. And because there is turmeric in it, which is so good for you anyway. Look at that. In there, we add some of the cheese. Okay. Voila. The rest of it. We can keep a little bit to put on top of the soufflé. Alors là, guys, if you don't redo it at home, I don't understand. Because it is so good. My monsters, my kids came today because they knew I was making that and they wanted to make sure they would have some. Because they love it. Okay, alors, we keep some of that in here. Now the most difficult part. We have to separate the eggs from the white and the yolks. very complicated. It might be the most difficult part of the whole recipe. But if you are not sure about separating the eggs and the yolks, because I have to remind you, if you let any little bit of yolks in your whites, it's finished. Alors, ready? Voilà. The good thing with that is it does it by itself. We add the yolks in here. Look at that. Almost. A soufflé dish with butter in it. Alors. Finished. What you do is you take a piece of paper towel to butter your soufflé dish. Là. You don't want to unmold that. You're gonna take a spoon and go directly in it. I have some extra flour here. Add a little bit of flour in the bottom. Voilà. Yeah, it's just easier like that. Whoop. Voilà. Soon you'll have your little trusted soufflé dish ready. See my egg whites? You have to add your egg whites like that, a little bit first in your bechamel with the yolks and everything. Okay. We call it assouplir, you know, it's just to, I would say, to detend a little bit. And then up, everything back in there because we have more space. We want space to incorporate the cheese sauce to the whites. And here we go. It's a matter of incorporating everything and keeping the egg whites nice and fluffy, okay? So it's a matter of going down and going up, as usual. Voila. You don't need to be hyper thorough, especially in this situation. With the chocolate, it's going to be different, but there, no. Voilà. Alors là, hop. Voilà, hop. Ready. In the oven. Alors, 40 minutes. 40 minutes. Never open your oven while it's cooking. If you open your oven to check on your soufflé, it's going to be finished. So that is going on. I'm going to do a little bit of cleanup and we come back and we continue with the chocolate one. Hey guys, so now it is high voltage, I would say, because we have a cheese soufflé in there almost ready and we have a chocolate soufflé about to go, which takes 8 minutes in the oven. So, very precisely. Now I have in here some already melted, very good Belgian chocolate, 72% cocoa, that I've melted with the butter. I've melted it in advance because I want it to be a little bit tempered. I don't want it to be too hot. Tempered means, you know, at room temperature. And I already separated my yolks and whites because I need a lot of whites in here. I have some coconut sugar because you know me, I never use white sugar in anything. I have some raspberry coulis. I just made that to serve with the soufflé. And in here I already buttered and sugared my soufflé mold in here, my soufflé dish. Alors, what we need here is going to be very quick. We need to whip up all these eggs. It's going to be huge. And at one point, we'll add a little bit of sugar. I'm going to show you when, you know. Not yet. We have to wait until it's getting kind of white. If you do that too early, it's over. It's going to ruin your eggs. But you have to do it right on time. See now. Right now. You can start. Because the sugar in there is going to start, how do you call that, tighten the eggs. Look at that. I'm going to start tightening the eggs. Alors, now that the sugar is in there, you're going to see that. Now we want only actually 4 eggs, 4 egg yolks. So the thing is to, voila, no more, done. Can you believe that? No need to over stir anything, as usual. The danger is to overdo everything with a soufflé. Là. Okay, alors. Now what we want is, look at that, look at that. Bon, let's be serious. What we want now is to, as usual, prepare the chocolate to the idea of going right there into this meringue building here. Look at that. So we add a little bit of it in the chocolate. It's a pity you cannot smell. If you are not sure of yourself when you add everything together, you can even add it in 3 times instead of 2, for instance. Okay. And of course, there are some recipes, some more complicated recipes where you use crème pâtissière, crème pâte, pastry cream, whatever you call it. And it's a little bit more challenging. And when you think of this one, how easy and hyper quick it is, really, why bother? Why making things complicated when you, really, look at that. It is actually a beautiful chocolate mousse. You could eat it just like that. Why bother cooking it? No, it's just to have fun seeing it soufflé, you know, and having it hot and slightly crusty. And look at that. Look at that. See, already, you know, just with this recipe, you have 2 recipes in one, because at this stage, you know, you could just put that in the fridge, you know, in nice little ice cream dishes, and let it set in the fridge, and you would have a great chocolate mousse. That would already be a hit by itself, but we'll make it complicated. Là. Alors, in 8 minutes we come back and we take everything out together and we'll try everything. I'll be there too, huh? Very, very dangerous now, because if we open the door and it's not ready, it's over. But I think it's gonna be good. Yeah! Ooh la la, look at that. Quickly, we have one in here. Look at that. Ready. Right there. Voila, and one in here. Bon. Alors now we have to be quick, because you cannot wait when it's about soufflé. Soufflé must be eaten right now. So fortunately I have 2 eaters. That are ready to be guinea pigs for you guys. Well, the only condition is to have some salad with it, so Fortunately, we have one. Tiens, là, vas-y.
Là, ça risque d'être un peu chaud.
Ouais, it's gonna be hot, but it's okay. So that one here is ready. Alors let's see about that one. Look at that. Oh, wow. Ooh. Bon, okay, this one, she doesn't like it. Obviously, she's ready. Tiens, alors attends, là. Hein, là, tiens, limite. Là, goûte ça, là, comment il est, alors? T'en veux un peu, alors? Ouais. Yeah, she's ready to have... Voilà. Fais gaffe, c'est chaud. Chaud. Ah. But I hope you'll try all of that. You do have to try all of that. So go ahead. I'll put my the recipes on my website as usual. It's gonna be written somewhere under here. And I'll see you next time. And thank you for watching ActonTV. Ciao. Okay.